Well, we do have a packed agenda, so I am going to go ahead and get started, and hopefully more people will join us during the introduction. So good evening, everyone. My name is Matthew Rizzi, and I am so glad you all are here for our panel on resources for seniors and people with disabilities. I am joined tonight by Emily Chum from Self Help for the Elderly and Jose Santamaria with Open House. They both will be presenting later on the services that are provided by each of their agency. So tonight we know that we're all on an important journey together because we will all be headed in that direction to at least be as seniors. But this is a very important set of information that we hope you will find beneficial. But to get started, who is Homeownership SF? Homeownership SF is a citywide collaboration of experienced nonprofit housing and financial counseling agency that serves as a centralized hub for affordable housing and money management. So the agencies provide services and information and referrals to other services based on what your needs are. I'll get started with what we do here at the center. At the San Francisco LGBT Community Center, one of the programs that we have for our older adults, seniors, people with disabilities, at the center, we have a contract with the Department of Disability and Aging, and as well as in partnership with the Office of Financial Empowerment to provide smart money coaching. And what does smart money coaching do? Smart money coaching is where we help you figure out your finances. We do that by taking a close look at your budget. Sometimes that includes taking a look at what benefits you are utilizing and what benefits you could be utilizing if you're not utilizing them. We help you take a look at whether a savings plan is something that would benefit your situation. Take a look at affordable banking, if that might be something that might be challenging your finances. We help you improve your credit depending on what your goals are. And we also help with debt reduction plans to help you get your finances all straightened out. So we do this through a smart money coaching program, and our coaches are certified by the National Association of Certified Credit Counseling Agency. So what we do is we partner with the other agencies that are here tonight. So if we are not able to provide you with the other resources that you're looking for, then we do reach out to the other members of the community that are providing those services to you. So in this panel, all of the services hopefully will be of some support to you. A little bit of logistics before the other panelists get started. We do want you to go ahead and get all of your questions answered, but we ask that you wait until the end. So that way we can get through our presentation, and hopefully if we're able to, if you can type it in, if not, we'll open up the channels for people to be able to ask those questions verbally. Also, we don't have simultaneous ASL interpretation tonight, but we will be recording this session, so that way when we are putting this on YouTube, we will be able to have the simultaneous interpretation or provided in another language when it is uploaded to YouTube. So also tonight we have with us Azul, who is helping with the technical support. So if there's any technical needs, you'll find that our tech support will also be jumping in to support all of you as well while we continue to present. So let's go ahead and get started. As I mentioned earlier, I'm joined by a couple of other people. And so to get started next, I would like to introduce Jose Santamaria with Open House, who will be able to present you with the services that are provided for seniors and people with disabilities.
Thank you, Matthew. As Matthew said, my name is Jose Santamaria, and I'm from Open House. And Open House serves the LGBT, older adults, and adults with disabilities. We came into existence, I believe, in 1988, and we're located at 65 Laguna Street in San Francisco. We have a variety of services for the LGBT older adults. One of them happens to be housing. Um, as you know, housing is a great necessity in San Francisco, and the rents are not very affordable. So we have a housing workshop which provides we have actually twice a month we have the housing workshop, and due to the pandemic they moved over to virtual on Zoom. So it's the second Thursday and fourth Tuesdays of every month from 2 to 3:30. And what's covered in the workshop, it provides community resources on where else to look for housing. We cover extensively how to apply on Dahlia, which is the Mayor's Office of Housing's housing portal. And we explain the different kinds of housing as well. What is available, like below market rate, what is below market rate, what is Section 8 housing, what are housing project-based subsidized housing. So it goes into details in the workshop. And we also will support you with filling out the applications once you attended the workshop. So if you need help with filling out the applications, we would do that, or gather your documents that you would need to submit with the application. One of the other services that we provide is, which is actually I'm part of, which is the Aging and Disability Resource Center. And I provide community resources to other services you might need, like how to apply for Medi-Cal, IHSS, paratransit, if you're looking for counseling services. So I help you, try to link you with those services, as well as help you navigate those services. So we have a wellness service, which deals more with support groups and like grief support groups, or we have a clutter support group. We have a men's support group and women's as well. So it's just to help you keep your mental health clear, and I guess provide support you in that way. The other thing I forgot to mention is we do have case management services. Once a referral is made to the DOS, the Department of Aging and Department of Disability and Aging Services, now it's called. So like I said, we had to switch gears in terms of our services. All of our services are done virtually right now through Zoom. We have a friendly visitors program also to eliminate. To help helping people not be isolated and having them engaged with another person, especially those that are homebound. And we use an intergenerational program for that, so that a older adult is matched with a younger person and learn from each. The younger person learns just as much from the older adult as well. So it's a very good program. And it helps, like I said, with isolation and keeping people engaged in the community. See, we have some educational classes, like we have language classes. We started a partnership with 18 Reasons, which is a cooking school. And so older adults can learn how to cook nutritional meals. And we also let them know what the recipe would be, what meal they'll have the following week, and we will deliver the ingredients as well. So they would have it all ready and they can prepare their meal while they're in class. It was a very good partnership. Let's see here. So that's basically in terms of like the services we provide. You know, we do go into extensive housing support with the applications on Dahlia and how to create a profile on Dahlia. So we do go into very much details on Dahlia. Oh, the other thing is that in addition to Dahlia, we publish a monthly housing list. And you can actually sign up to receive the housing monthly list by going to our website. You will get it electronically, automatically each month. So, and those listings are a little different from the ones on Dahlia. They may repeat themselves, but there's also some additional opportunities. And we also work with, although right now it seems like a lot of folks are out of money, we try to refer you to where you might be able to get assistance with subsidies, to pay your rent. I know the Q Foundation right now is out of money, but there are other resources that we can refer you and you might be able to qualify for. Yeah, I believe self-help for the elderly actually is one of them. So that's basically it in my presentation.
Thank you, Jose. And of course, we're going to have plenty of time for questions later on, but I'm going to go ahead and address this one that's asking what is DOAS. I think you mean DAS, Department of Disability and Aging Services, and they are the city government entity that oversees all of our programs and provides the funding for our programs to exist and oversees the quality and of the services that we provide as well. And so, and next we have from Self-Help for the Elderly to provide or to explain the services that are provided there is Emily Chum. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emily Chum. I'm with the Self-Help for the Elderly. I'm the Director of Social Service, and let me begin with an introduction of our agency. So Self-Help for the Elderly has provided services to seniors in San Francisco since 1966. So currently we are providing a range of services for seniors and adults with disabilities in the county of San Francisco, San Mateo, Alameda, Santa Clara, and also Contra Costa County. So our mission is to provide trustworthy and devoted care for seniors to promote their independence, dignity, and also self-worth. Our services in general, overall, it's included the home care and hospice, senior housing, assisted living, adult day health center, employment training services for both senior and also caregivers, social services, nutrition, high cap counseling on Medicare plan. And our agency also have the language capacity of Cantonese, Mandarin, Russian, Spanish, Tagalog, Vietnamese, Torsanese, and also Chaozhonese too. So under the Social Services Department, we also offer the Aging and Disability Resource Center. And that before the pandemic, it's located in 601 Jackson Street. And another one in Chinatown that's in 777 Stockton, and one in South Sunset, and the other one is in West Portal. And we also have a service called Emergency Personal Care, Chore, and Housekeeping Services for seniors. So as long as you are a San Francisco resident who are over 60 years old or above, and you are not currently using IHSF, so you're eligible for this program. And we also have the program called Family Caregiver Support. So it's a program that provides case management, counseling, training to caregivers. And we have case management services. Right now we have 5 full-time case managers with the language capacity of Cantonese, Mandarin, Vietnamese, Russian that I described earlier. And we also have another program called the Naturalization Services, which provide form filling for the N400 and have classes to prepare you to take the citizenship test. And also we'll be able to link you to our immigration lawyer if you have any complication in the past history of your, that prevent you from getting your citizenship. Because we all know getting citizenship have a dramatic impact on your income as well as benefits. So, so last but not least, we have housing services that I'm gonna talk about that later. So these services are all located in one location under the Social Services Department, which can serve like a one-stop shop for seniors seeking for services. So currently our housing program first include the rental housing counseling. So we provide assistance of filling out housing applications for affordable, low income or other types of housing applications. So we assist our clients to search for affordable housing, how to navigate the system, or how to find private housing, and as well as provide housing resources. And we do provide assistance on housing recertification, appeal, lottery, getting their lottery numbers, or mediation with the landlord as well. We currently conduct a monthly housing workshop in English and also Cantonese through Zoom. So we focus on creating accounts and fill out housing application on Dahlia website. And also we will talk about some housing issues as well too. So during the workshop, we also teach some basic technology skills like how to keep your email address, password handy, how to change your password if in case anyone hacked or if there's like scam, and also how to use Zoom video conferencing so clients can stay connected during the pandemic as well through using the technology. So we also have 2 other programs called the short-term and long-term housing subsidies. So these 2 programs both provide housing subsidies to clients who struggle to maintain stable housing in order to prevent eviction and homelessness. So the basic eligibility are the same. So as long as you're 60 or older, or adult with disability between the age of 18 to 59. And if you live in San Francisco, you present a risk of homelessness, eviction, or rent burden. So client can refer themselves. You don't need to have a case manager to make the referral. And you can, but also your social worker or housing counselor can also make a referral to us as well. So while the basic eligibility will be the same, but short-term housing subsidy may, clients may only need 1 to 6 months subsidy. It might due to a job loss, victim of a scam, benefit status pending, and usually can be resolved throughout working on their housing plan. But long-term housing subsidy client might need a longer term housing subsidy that's more than 6 months due to a fixed income, high rent, or something unchangeable such as a disability that prevent them from getting a job. So once we get the referral and to our program, we are going to contact the client to conduct an assessment. So we will ask, like, what have you done? Have you been applying for affordable housing before. So then we have a better understanding of how to assist you to stabilize your housing. So based on the assessment, we develop a housing plan that link you to supportive services to serve a goal to further stabilize your housing situation. For example, we link you to financial counseling, maybe job placement, money management. Maybe we help you to advocate on your SDI, SSDI, or Social Security benefits if we see that there is a need, and or if you will be interested in becoming a citizen so you can maximize your benefits or income through different resources. We often review the client's expense and also their income. And we trying to minimize their income by introducing the discounts like the PG&E discount, like HIP, internet services with affordable rates, counseling for your medical plan. And these are the things that can reduce your expenses. And also we will be advocating your income. If you are entitled for the SDI that you might not know, then we will help you to kind of like review all of your income expenses to the max. So we, at the time, sometimes we also help the family members to look for jobs too, because that will really help the household income. So we're trying to look for different insights and to create that housing plan in different, from different resources. We often refer the clients to the job placement through online services and also to our employment training and economic department, which have a range of different jobs from IHSS providers, drivers, cashiers, and so our client will be linked and then to be find job easier. And we also offer the professional training on being a caregiver, like home health aide at no cost as well. And oftentimes clients who are at risk for eviction or homelessness might require case management services on top of their housing plan. So we will refer our clients to case management program and work side by side with our housing plan, housing team, so we can stabilize their housing further. So our goal is to ultimately reduce the risk of eviction and homelessness for all of our clients. So for example, a client with cognitive impairments who are facing eviction risk due to non-payment may require case manager to refer them to money management and get the doctor's note and to ensure that they pay their rent on time in the future, or to hire affordable caregiver so that they can reduce their expenses too. So we're not only providing housing subsidies, but also be able to link you to supportive services to help you to minimize the risk for eviction in the future. So because through our existing program, there are, we come across to know clients who are looking for a roommate or looking to share their housing to lower the rent. So we also have a program called the Senior Home Share Program. So this program kind of like match the house provider with the house seeker, so that they can work directly, so they can actually meet and then see if they would be able to match and rent out their place. So we also work directly with a property and investment company, which client will have access, direct access to a list of housing in San Francisco with rent control. And we will be able to expedite the leasing process as well. Okay. So how to access our services during COVID-19? Our agency is open for all the services. So we provide virtual office visits and also home visits as well. So if our clients have limited mobility and need housing subsidy and not able to use any video conferencing, so we'll be able to make home visits as well. Since the pandemic, we started a WeChat group and text group to send out housing information, because I know a lot of clients used to be able to come to our office, try not to come. So we started the WeChat group so we'll be able to send out all the housing related information. So that's it for my presentation.
Thank you, Emily. And I do want to underscore for people with disability and other resources, since we're on the topic of housing, and that's on the top of mind for everybody, that any public funded affordable housing development must include priority units constructed based on the American Disabilities Acts. And they have to follow the guidelines to provide accessibility features for residents who have mobility needs, hearing and visual impairment needs. So, and we mentioned Dahlia a couple of times today. So when you do search for affordable housing on Dahlia, you may notice that some listings do indicate that for the properties there are priority units for people with mobility, vision, and or hearing impairments. It is a stated, when you're doing the application, it is a simple process of stating what your needs are, and you do have to provide documentation later after you win the lottery. But at that time of filling out the application, you just indicate your preference for that to make sure that you do that. Last, if you are looking for additional resources and assistance during the COVID-19, all of our agencies are part of the Department of Disability and Aging Services. And so they are a good place to start if you're not sure what and who provides what services. So you can always reach out to them. Their phone number is 415-355-6700. And they are open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And when we go back to the link, I think tech support just dropped it in, you'll be able to access all of this information that I just provided as well. So I don't remember, or maybe you can reiterate, Jose, how to access services at the open house again, if they wanted to go directly to open house.
They can contact our office, and depending on their need, one of us will get back to the clients and see how we are able to help them. Right now, we don't have any drop-in as of now, but we are providing all of the services virtually.
Great, thank you, Jose. And I forgot to mention that and somebody just dropped into the question that I saw earlier. I'm with the San Francisco LGBT Community Center, and we're also operating virtually with some limited access to our facility. So we try to do everything that we can, either via telephone or over Zoom. But for those that don't or can't access technology, we do have limited access to technology anytime that you would like to, on Tuesdays and Thursday between 12 and 4, or you can schedule an appointment with a counselor and we will meet you over at the office and still follow all of the social distancing protocol to make sure that you're safe. And so I know that there are other questions that have been dropped in here, and I want to save plenty of time for that. If tech support could support us, we've been scanning through quite a bit here and I've lost track of where we are in the chat. If you might fire off some of the first questions that came in for us to address. And if you have additional questions, please go ahead and drop them in there or raise your hand and we'll unmute you to ask those questions after we get through all of the questions here. I'll find one. Let me see.
Yeah, it's a lot of the questions are general. Somebody asked, what is Dahlia? So Matthew, do you want to explain what the Dahlia website does or what it's for?
Do you want me to explain that, Matthew? Or?
Go ahead, Jose. Thank you.
Dahlia is the housing portal that is managed and maintained by the Mayor's Office of Community Development. So a lot of below market rate rental opportunities, even low income housing opportunities, they get posted on this one site called Dahlia. And then what's important to understand with Dahlia is what Matthew kind of said is you're applying to enter the lottery, okay? Because you apply for a certain property doesn't mean you're applying, you're submitting an application extensively for that property. It's just an opportunity to enter the lottery. If you get chosen, then you continue on and you have to submit more details with that property and supporting documents like your income, bank statements. They do a credit check, stuff like that.
I see in the chat there's probably
the unique thing is,
a follow-up to that question. It comes from one of our participants who asked, my question is that I'm a senior but not yet retired and yet don't qualify for low-income housing at this time. And there are waiting lists for those homes. How do I apply for lower income housing before I have a lower income? And Dahlia doesn't seem to allow that.
Well, below market rate units, they're pretty generous on your income.
Yeah, so
it's really kind of like for folks that are middle income. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I apologize. I was just going to say that there are a range of properties that do come up, and they all have income specific limitations. So they are anywhere between what the mayor's office has the low income to moderate income. And we've seen those moderate income go up to 120% of the area median income, or up to I want to say even $7,000, $8,000 a month. I'm laughing because after years and years of education, that still seemed like a really high income to me. So, and so you might be able to find a home. It's just sometimes it just depends on the project that does come up. This might be good for Emily. What about home help services, cleaning, cooking, etc.?
Yeah, so we have the emergency short-term personal care, homemaking, and chores services for clients who doesn't have IHSS, and then it's free of charge, and can do anything in-home services like cleaning the kitchen, bathroom, and also you can the home care and hospice services require a doctor's note, so your doctor can actually refer you to that program. So if you need to find an IHSS provider, then you will be able to contact our ETAD department that I can list the information below. So to find the IHSS provider as well.
The next question I see is regarding credit. And so I'm gonna go ahead and take that one on. So yes, credit can be a barrier to getting a house, because regardless of whether it's through the affordable program or on the open market, they will look at credit. And so that's why we have the Smart Money Coaching Program for our through DOS. So that way, if you are encountering those issues, we want to help you overcome those issues. And all of our agencies help with appeal process. So if you feel that the issues or the challenges that have disqualified you are not accurate, we will help you write that appeal, and you can explain that situation to us, and we can help you craft and present that information to the mayor's office and to the leasing agent to help you overcome that. But yes, there are some, depending on the unit that you're applying for, they will set the credit requirement. I have a question from Tyrone, if you would like to ask it. Let me see. Tech, are we able to unmute Tyrone?
Yes, let me do that.
Thank you.
Hi, Tyrone. You should get a prompt that says unmute.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Well, my question is Well, first of all, let me say thank you to all of the speakers. I appreciate all your information that you shared with us. And this is for Emily. I am at this present time using your program. I am on a fixed income. I'm a person living with a disability also. But the thing is, I'm only getting a short term with you guys. My rent is more than my income, and I was wondering, what do I need to do to get long-term help compared to this 6 month that I've been given?
So I can look into that, and I get your name, and I can look check your file, and then I can look into that. Are you currently still our client? Yeah, I will look into that and contact with you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Yes. I'm Valerie, and I am not a senior. I am 36 years old, and I was wondering, I got lost. Sometimes because I have TBI, sometimes I can't catch up with everything, but how do I get in contact, because I have SSI, not SDI, and how do I go about getting help, and how do I connect with you guys or anyone else with getting assistance to getting an apartment?
Since our focus is generalized, you can go ahead and reach out. My information or our agency's information will be dropped in the link that will take you back. So if you either contact whatever is dropped in, it'll either be my email, if you drop that in, or info@sfcenter.org, it'll get forwarded to me, and then I will reach out to you. We will help you with taking a look at your financial situation and what's available to you, and how to prepare you for that. And so,
okay. What is it again? What's the link to you? SF Center?
sfcenter.org is our website. Correct. Okay. And we're going to drop that into the chat for you. So it's been dropped in throughout the presentation. So if you can find that, it'll take you back to all of our contact information.
Okay. Thank you.
I see the next question on chat is, how come the only listed disabilities on the lottery application is vision, mobility? I have learning disabilities, mental health. There's no place to check off one of those disabilities. Why is that? I won't speak for the mayor's office on the why, but the mayor's office has only limited these as the priorities for what they are providing, but the services that are being provided through the different agencies will assist you if you have those disabilities that are not listed in the priority. So as far as housing is concerned, through the lottery, unfortunately, they have not listed that. I'm not sure why those decisions were made, but those were the decisions that are currently in place.
I suspect that it's probably because they're talking about the physical the departments, like wheelchair accessible is something physical, or visual impairment, it could be a strobe lights, I don't know. But stating those needs is not a priority. It's just the priority is if you live or work in San Francisco, that's what will grant you the priority in the lottery. So I think it's the availability of the unit you might need later on if you do get it. Does that make sense? Hello?
Yes. Thank you so much.
I lost you.
No, I'm trying to organize the chat. They were coming in and I lost my place.
I'm sorry.
So I want to
apologize
ahead of time if we don't get to all of the questions in the chat. My home monitor is so small, and I'm trying to put all of the monitor, and I'm getting lost in the place. So I'm just gonna pick the next question I see, and if I missed your question, please feel free to reach out to us directly. We will get you the services that you are asking for, whether it's with us or we'll provide you with referrals. Let's see. Emily, I think somebody's requesting case management, and you might have addressed it, but if you wanted to expound on that again.
Sure. If you want to get the case management referral, then you can call directly to DOS to make the referral. It's 415-355-6700. And if you want us to make the referral for you, then you can call our main line. It's social services main line. It's 415-677-7585.
And that's the same with us too. We go through DOS.
Yeah. Yeah. So the DOS number is 415-6. Maybe I should type that in the chat box. So 355-6700. This is the DOS main line. So for self-help, social services, it's 415-677-7585.
And I see that the next question it's a little broad, and I'm not sure. So do any of the organization help people with disabilities that are not mobility, hearing, or vision related? So we do provide services to everyone, and we do provide services to people with disabilities. And so if that's your question, if you're asking for a specific service, we may or may not provide it, but what we will do is we will provide you with resources of the organizations that will be able to support that as well. So. Let's go ahead and go back to the hand raising since I lost my place here in the chat.
Hello?
Hello, I think you're on.
Hi, I have a question about the mobility on the Dahlia applications. We recently received a letter saying that they wanted to talk to us about putting us on a wait list. And we originally said that we had mobility issues for my husband. But then he's not in a wheelchair. He's just not able to walk on an incline, and he's not able to walk on stairs. So if we put that he has a mobility issue because of those things, does it lower our ability, our chances of getting a room? Like, do they only put aside, let's say, 10 rooms for mobility issues? Or should we just say that he doesn't have mobility issues? Because the one place that they said they wanted to speak to us about, the place is on a hill, so he wouldn't be able to walk on the sidewalk. And there's also stairs getting into the building, it looks like. I don't know if that makes sense. He needs to have an elevator, and he needs to have flat elevation because he uses a walker. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. I think what Dahlia is referring to is the actual unit. For instance, if you're in a wheelchair, you need the door width to be a certain amount of inches wide in order to get into the bathroom or into other parts of the house.
Right.
Or you might need a walker because you need a certain space to turn around so you can use the bathroom and things like that. I think Dahlia lists if the building does have elevators or other accommodations. It goes into details for that property.
Okay, so we should put down that he does not have mobility issues Because it's really, once we get into the building, he's okay. It's access to the building that is difficult, as far as sidewalks, stairs, you know what I mean? He can't be on an elevated, so, okay, so we'll just put that he does not have mobility issues. We weren't sure because there are a number of apartment buildings that do not have elevators.
Right. And hopefully it's listed as saying, it'll say no elevator in the building.
Okay. Okay, I know that was complicated, but I appreciate your help. Thank you so much.
Looks like we have another hand raised, but I think one of the hand raisers actually put it in the chat. I only got toured for 2 units. I chose the unit the leasing consultant put both on, then said the one I like is gone, only gave me the one I dislike. What can I do? A new one.
A new one. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Anna, did I just read your question?
Well, the question you answer it, and then for me, I think it doesn't make sense because he showed it to me at like 4:45 p.m. Friday. Monday, he told me that, oh, it's gone. I mean, it really doesn't make sense to me. Like 4:45 p.m. at Friday, and then next Monday told me it's gone. And then I got so upset because he showed me the studio. 3 of them are very like, the 4 plans are the worst of the 4 worst. Okay, so I don't like it. And then he said like, because I'm not disabled, because I have a invisible disability. So, but I said like, I am disabled, have all the doctor to the document says I'm disabled. Okay, invisible disability is still disability. And then he said like, okay, that way I qualify for 1 bedroom. Then he wouldn't show me 3 units. He only showed me 2. And then I said like, okay, so, and then the one he want me to take, it's like, they use it for the temporary leasing office. And then can be only moved in March. But I said like, well, I really want to move right away because where I am living, it's like full of unsafe factor. Like we got, like our building got like stolen, all kind of properties that I want to move out, move in as soon as possible. So that one, the other unit can be moved in right away. So, and then I already explained everything, right? Friday, 4:45 p.m. So close up. Monday, call me, said gone. No choice. And then I said like, you need to show me the 3rd unit. And then he showed me the 3rd unit. It's another studio. But this studio is awesome, like very, very good. Then I asked him, like, why last time you said only that 3 studio, no other studio at all. But now you have this like wonderful studio. And then he said like, you can take this studio if you don't like the 1 bedroom I told you. I said, I want 1 bedroom. So the one I like, you said it's gone. Can you show me the 3rd unit, right? No, absolutely no. I just feel like very unfair.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to address your question along with other people's similar question. I think feel free to access any of our agencies if you need support in addressing a complaint or a specific issue, because this way we can, we're here to make sure that you understand that we're a resource for you. So if it sounds like, that your rights have been compromised, we can explore those issues, draft up a complaint, whether it's directly to the leasing agent or let MoCD understand what you've gone through. So our goal is to get you into a place and then to make sure that your rights are not compromised in the situation. So I think it's a little personal. I wouldn't want you to, we wouldn't want to address this in this forum. So unless somebody has a other quick answer on the panel. So Anna, hopefully you can just reach out to one of us and we can help you take a look at that. let's see. I know we have a few more hands raised. Am I able to just unmute this? Let me see.
Hi, I'm trying to unmute them. You should get a box that says unmute, either Lynn or James. I will send it to you again.
Yeah, I just received it. This is Lynn, Julian. Hi. Oops.
Oops, you're back to being muted, Lynn.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. I had two questions. One was earlier someone asked about extended subsidies, and the person at Self-Help said that they would contact him. I'm with Self-Help now, so is that person perhaps able to contact me regarding that same question?
For the housing services, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Emily, would you be able to do that?
Yes, you feel free to contact our housing department directly. It's 677-7586.
Okay, thank you. And then my second question was, when I apply for Dahlia, I'm kind of unsure whether or not I am disabled, I'm receiving SSDI, but I'm not sure whether or not I should say I'm disabled, because when it talks about mobility, my mobility is not lower mobility. I don't have a wheelchair or something, but I have very bad upper mobility issues. And so I didn't know if I have a better chance to find a place if I said I was disabled or not. It doesn't make a difference.
Jose, I think you had mentioned this earlier, that the disability that's being indicated for the units are the accommodations that presently exist. So those disabilities would include for mobility, or if it's been designed for a hearing or a visual impaired person. And so I think the other disabilities, you know, may not lend itself directly to the accommodation that the unit is designed for.
I see.
Right. So if you're able to function in a, you know, if you're able to function in a regular unit, you probably have more choices.
Okay.
Because I think there's only a certain amount of units that are for those limitations, for those different disabilities.
Okay, great. And oh, sorry, I forgot one of the questions. Since I'm on disability now and I'm not able to work, but I live in San Francisco and I was working, then I still have to put on there that I don't work in San Francisco. Is that correct?
Yeah, I believe when you're applying, it asks you, do you work in San Francisco? If you're not working, you put no.
Okay.
Do you live in San Francisco? Then you would put yes. If you put yes, then it asks you to upload certain documents that they listed, such as a PG&E bill, telephone bill, your Social Security award letter, any of those documents you would upload to get that preference. I had a question where someone lives in San Francisco and they also work in San Francisco. If they put both, would that give me a higher priority? I found out it doesn't. It's either one or the other, the same priority.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, so just to underscore that this difference between the priorities and the disability. So the priorities that exist for the homes are the certificate of preference is the highest priority, then followed by either a displaced tenant or a neighborhood preference, depending on the building and depending on the project, the other rules that accompany that. And then you have the live or work preference, and then you have the general lottery. And with the housing need, if you don't have at least the live or work and in San Francisco, it's going to be very difficult. And then with the disability itself, we're talking about accommodation. So the other disability may provide you with maybe subsidies for housing payment, but you need to have those subsidies in place. But as far as if you see a question for mobility, most of the time it pertains to the actual unit and what accommodations is being provided for in that particular unit. So we are nearing the end of our presentation here. We only have a few more minutes, and I think it's important that you know how to access us so that we can continue to be able to be of service to you. So I am with the SF LGBT Community Center, and you'll find a link to access our service. You can either email me directly, Matthew Rizzi at sfcenter.org, or info@sfcenter.org. And when they see that it's a service related to support that I can provide, they will just forward it to me. If Emily and Jose can reiterate that for everyone, and then we can have Azul to go ahead and drop that in the link for everyone.
Sure. My name is Jose Santa Maria, and I'm with Open House. And our phone number is 415-296-8995.
Okay. Hi, this is Emily Chum with Self Help for the Elderly. For all the housing inquiries, please call 415-677-7596.
I want to thank you all for being with us tonight, and I hope that we were able to at least get you started and make ourselves available for any follow-up for services that you may need. We'll hang out here for the remainder of the 3 minutes, so if anybody have any additional questions, we'll go ahead and answer them, but we'll go ahead and close up at 5:30. So, and I want to thank Jose and Emily as well for being here and providing us with the information to services from Self-Help for the Elderly and to Open House.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. So, Matthew, are you all able to take one last question in the last 2 minutes, or?
Sure, let's go ahead and maximize our time.
Okay.
I just have a question about sending in information about your assets, because I don't know if anyone else goes through this, but most places ask you for every scrap of information you could possibly give, including account numbers, your social security number, and you feel like you're divulging everything about your life to a complete stranger. Do other people go through this concern as well? And how do you get over it?
Well, that's a very fair concern, and you know what? I don't think that you necessarily have to get over it. But what we try to do is we try to accommodate the best that we can. I know the mayor's office, when they ask for those specific information, will provide a secure link to upload those information. We have, even through the pandemic at the SF LGBT Community Center, will have limited face-to-face meeting in order to obtain documents from you. So that way you don't have to send it over the email and feel that it's not safe. And also, you know, we try to accommodate that so that you don't have to, you know, just give it over the phone where it could be, where anything could happen. So we'll meet you in person to do that.
Awesome. Well, we're at time. Thanks everyone so much for being a part of the Homeownership SF Housing Expo. We have a few more workshops today and tomorrow. So if y'all would like to be a part of those, please check out the schedule for the Housing Expo. I will also drop the link in the chat. Thank you, Matthew, Jose, and Emily for presenting, and everyone for being here. And if you have any more questions, please contact us at info@homeownershipsf.org, and I'll drop that in the chat as well. Thank you.